Wrong. Easy Gutierrez is Levitar show. You're absolutely incorrect. Dog, I was like listening, and he's like, New York accent is the best accent. I'm like, motherfucker, have you ever been to the South? Like Nate, bro, like I know you live down there, so you more used to it. But like, as an out of towner that basically came down there, like ain't nothing. The first time I basically went to Southern's campus and basically was in the bookstore, and like the lady was in there, like, can I help you, babe? I was
had
done,
you, bro. When they hit you with that baby,
I was like,
you good, bro.
I was donezo. Like when you're not used to it, it's just like, dog. It's something about it. It's like they always say, like, two Americas winning some of this shit, dog. That's the most two American shit I ain't heard because I'm like, there's no way you can be like, oh yeah, this accent don't mean shit. No, brother. No, brother. That shit is elite. Anybody that basically knows and been with somebody that was from New Orleans, like had some homies that been from New Orleans, been down to the bayou and all that, like, dog, it ain't nothing.
In the wonderful South.
It ain't nothing beat. I love New Orleans. I can't wait to go back. I gotta go back down there.
Look, bro, I'm telling you, it is. Look, I love it. This is my shit. Look, you can't, you cannot be like that, bro. Dan Levitar, look, Levitar show, y'all don't know nothing about no accents, bro. Y'all don't know nothing about no babies. Y'all don't.
Like, they in Miami, that should be knowing about this shit, dog.
Y'all don't know about y'all, and y'all don't know nothing about the say. Shout out to my people over in Atlanta. What's
happening, baby? Like, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend nobody, but yeah.
Look, y'all don't understand nothing, but we understand that y'all don't understand. But with that being said, we gonna go ahead and open up our show.
Let's do that.
Price, bruh, me goes podcast back, another episode for you guys. Today we got to get y'all a little Super Bowl, little Super Bowl,
a little bit more on that.
Little Super Bowl. Rob said, my boy Rob now. That's said me. If the Chiefs win this one against the Eagles, it should be worth 2 Super Bowls. We got to talk boxing, rehab season. Canelo went Jake Paul and then went without Jake Paul and now has a 4-fight deal.
Swerve on him.
With rehab season, with Bud being the fight in September, his second fight. What does this do for boxing? It's so much MLB players. As much as me and Rob love you guys in the sport, we got to talk about how bad y'all sell products to us. Okay, we just got to talk about that and a little bit of NBA and all of that today. Bruh Amigos podcast. Tell them to do what?
We gon' hit that music play, boy.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Rob, Chiefs, Eagles, tomorrow.
Happening.
5:30 Central. Kendrick Lamar at halftime. But the question is, how you think this one gonna turn out, bro?
So we said it last time, and I'm gonna keep on it. Eagles are taking this, and that's why I say that if the Chiefs actually win this one, it should be worth 2. Because here's why I say that: with the Chiefs and how basically they've been playing, they've been skating by. They've been that world champ. It's basically just been weaving their way through and basically just getting by all these games. Like, they just making it happen by hook or crook. They doing it, keeping that title on them. They're 2-time champs. They're going for that 3-peat. Although I would love to see a 3-peat Super Bowl champion, and I know y'all don't. I want to basically be like, all right, if they do this, if they do make this happen, I would basically say that's worth 2 because of how good this Eagles team is and how prompt they are to basically knock their asses off. I really think that this Eagles team is too damn good everywhere. And this is the best team that basically they faced in this whole Super Bowl run. Like, I think they're better than what the 49ers were. I think they're better than what the Eagles, the first iteration of the Eagles were. So I think
they're definitely
like this team is on one. And if I keep looking down, it's because I'm doing like a fantasy draft while I'm doing doing this. I can multitask, y'all.
Yes, we do.
But the thing about it is, yeah, I think that this should be worth $2. Like it just gotta be. Like this is gonna be excellent for them, and I can't wait for it.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say about this one. I want to see Patrick Lavon Mahomes.
Lavon, the third.
Yep, the third win this. But I can only see this happening if they can make the Eagles play from behind.
Mm-hmm.
I think Andy Reid might not have to get the ball. I think if he can get the ball first and they can score first and put pressure on them and stop them for a run or stop them on a drive with a run and make this happen, we might be looking at the first repeat in NFL history. And if that happens, I know the social media world will implode.
Absolutely.
It will
It would be Taylor Swift got them a 3-peat.
They rigged it. They bought off the refs. Right. They were in
this
New Orleans
all about.
And blah blah blah.
Voodoo.
They bought them to New Orleans because it's voodoo.
It's all a conspiracy. conspiracy.
It's gonna be 999 million reasons why the Eagles lost if they lose. But if they beat Kansas City, then it's gonna be like they finally got what was coming to them. So I hope that Kansas City wins.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a very competitive match. Now, with that being said, just our little short Super Bowl take. Want to talk about boxing? Okay. No, I know y'all gonna say, y'all haven't been talking boxing in a while. Well, there's been some good matchups, but we like to point out a lot of the high end stuff. And one of the things that I want to talk about is Canelo is officially Riyadh season. He's going over there for a fight deal. One fight early in May. He's looking to fight Bud in September as his second fight. They were doing the Jake Paul fight, and then he backed out. And Jake Paul has been out today accusing Canelo of being a money hungry crook, but I'm like, aren't you kind of money hungry if you want to fight him? You can't stand it. Yeah, you can't stand in the glass house and want to throw rocks, bro. It don't work like that. It don't. But with that being said, 4-fight deal, securing his fight to fight Bud, which is the fight that we all want to see. We all want to see this fight, hands down. That fight is going to be one of the more entertaining ones. The question is going to be what the first fight is going to be and how much it is. And I had to throw this side note in there for that fight, Rob.
What's up?
I think that Nelly's song number 1 should be performed during Canelo versus Crawford.
They might have Nelly ass out there to basically perform it. Like they usually do a concert.
Why. Yeah, I'm going to tell you why that I picked that song. In that song, Nelly tells you, what does it take to be number 1? 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers. And I feel like that would be the perfect song to set this off because Crawford going up weight divisions to fight Canelo, who has been a monster. At his 168, he has been ridiculous. And to watch Bud go up that high to fight him will probably, I'm not going to say that we'll never see 2 people this high up fight like this again. But I'll say this. As long as Riyadh season is in there and Turk Al-Sheikh is in the building making these fights happen, we had a possibility to see anything. Riyadh season has just become the dream makers of fights. Okay? This is what they're doing. And I know me as a person who likes to watch boxing, I'm kind of hoping that the Saudis invest in whatever sports that they feel like they want to pump money into. Because if they want to draft ultimate baseball teams and watch a match, I'm with it. I'm with it. I am for all of this because to me what this does for boxing is it makes more money. It gives them a chance for international promotion. It gives these guys, it gives so many, not only jobs for these people who do different things there and here and promotion wise and setting things up. This is a major thing because imagine if back in the day they had stuff like this. Imagine if you could have made dream matchups happen just all the time because the money was there. You didn't have to find a backer. You didn't have to find a sponsor. You didn't have to do all of this other
XYZ
stuff. You didn't have to
promotion.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's going to change the face of boxing. And I'm all for it. Now, with us talking about boxing, you know, there is a rumor, and we will put this as a poll question for you guys. Would the Saudis buy the UFC equivalent because they are looking at TKO and doing this for UFC? And I will say this, and I will stand on this, and I think Rob will agree with me. If they put their hands in the ultimate fighting, fans, we will see some of the best matchups that we have ever wanted to see. And these guys will get paid, but they deserve to get paid instead of dealing with Dana White. I know that people on record like, dang, and I was just looking at him, heavyweight champ, lost
Nagano?
to Bones. No. He lost to Jones. Cormier. Daniel Cormier said that you get a check whenever you get to the back. It'll be $1 million check. But this is what I'm saying. Me and Rob, just a little spitball math at y'all. If they sell 500,000 pay-per-views and they give each one of the guys $2 per pay-per-view buy, that means that they gave each one of these guys $1 million, right? But they made 40 million total and kept 38 million. Okay, they're only losing this much money, and we're not talking about tickets that they sold and merchandising and all of this other stuff that they sold, because nobody talks about all of that extra backing stuff. Dana makes a fortune. Well, he doesn't make a fortune. His investors now make a fortune, and he also makes a lot of money. But they don't pay these guys like they should get paid.
At all.
So I'm for anything that the Saudis are going to pump money into, especially if it's TKO and they're going to make these things happen, because Nagano versus Bones is something that would light my life on fire if you told me that they were going to do this in Saudi Arabia. I just cry a little tear of joy. Just right there, just right there. Just one thug tear, I'd be like, we got it. Because I'm with him. I'm with every dream matchup. I'm tired of being here whenever he thinks he puts together a great card. You know what? Let these guys put it together. They know what they want to see. They know what they want to see. They did mega wrestling over there, and they had good cards for that. They've done boxing. The last Rehab season that we watched, it had great boxing matches all through, start to finish. The whole thing was watchable. Because we got to see Martin Bacoli. That's how the world really was introduced to Martin Bacoli, who is soon going to fight for a title
fight. The one that be Big Baby.
Yeah, Mr. Walk him down, bro.
Beat the hell out of him.
Boy, he walked that man.
And it looked like bullying at a certain point.
And that,
they read whatever right here. That's still the funniest shit though.
none of what Dana wants to do, bro. None of it. I want what people want. I want the dream matchups that we want to see. I want the Nagano versus Jones, because Lord knows, we all know if Francis manages to hit John might take the nap of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So I'm with it. I'm with anything that they can put together. I'm for it all, and hey, I'm with it. Rehab season is the season, baby.
Yeah.
Every high season, if you need two guys to come out there and be fly,
Right here. Right here, big dog.
we available.
Like,
We available.
I'm around. I am around. Time permitted.
Yeah. You ain't got to send the PJ for us. Just send us first class. We all right.
Yeah, shit, you can afford it. But no, like, honestly, it would be a lucrative investment for them, but it's like they could really just do it. Because like Nate said, Dana don't pay his people shit. And that's why, like, when people talk about with the Saudis and what they're doing with essentially the sports washing, it's what they do. They basically making their money. They're basically reinvested it in all these sports games and all these little things. And it's like, yeah, they're doing that, but at least they paying these cats. They are giving them money, whereas you have these promoters that are basically giving them crumbs. And I would much rather, basically, I'm lesser of two evils, so to speak. If I could basically have somebody that's at least paying people their compensation that they're actually worth, like Jake Paul was essentially doing, paying people their essentially their worth, versus somebody that basically is paying some, that's also doing bad and paying them scraps. I'd much rather that solution. And so if basically Saudis, y'all gonna basically make a UFC equivalent, y'all gonna do something like that, and y'all paying these cats, I can only be so mad. I understand what anybody else would have to say about it, but the fact of the matter is, this is promotion, baby. Fight sports has already been wicked. You can see all these cats that basically been a part of it aren't the most people that you're gonna have babysitting your kids. But the fact of the matter is, they basically are. Some of them aren't paying these cats and compensating them as much. If somebody's compensating them more, I'd rather have that than the alternative.
And I just want to throw this one out there only because I'm a selfish baseball fan. But Rob, imagine, Rob, the best players in the world, 1-on-1, or we could do the best the best in the MLB versus the best international. One match or one series, they could build a field. They build everything.
Shit, I wouldn't put it past MLB trying to like do something like that. I mean, granted, the All-Star game is the All-Star game and it's not gonna change anytime soon, but like I could see them trying to put a second All-Star game, whereas you have essentially top US versus top international, because they have the World Baseball Classic that comes around every 3 years. But in the meantime, basically being able to have, like, say, either a mini tournament like they are supposed to be doing with the top prospects, having like a mini tournament and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it might could work, you know? Like, I wouldn't be against it. Like, it makes them shake, you know?
Throwing that out there. And like I said, we're available for that too. We're always available for that. You cut the check. I know y'all can throw us 100,000 piece. We got it.
Just a little smidge. But speaking of baseball, I want to bring something that's been near dear to my heart, at least for the last few days. And it's something I've been feeling for a very long time. MLB players, wake the hell up when you speak to me. And this is what I mean. When y'all basically are on these commercials, y'all talk like this. Like, I am something from the Pittsburgh Pirates. As a matter of fact, the MLB The Show commercial that just came out for the MLB 25. Paul Skeens, Gunnar Henderson, Ellie De La Cruz are all on the trailer. If I'm breaking that news to y'all, I'm breaking the news to y'all. Y'all don't watch baseball. A lot of y'all don't. But these three great players are going to be on the cover of this game. They all talk like, I'm Paul Skeens from the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm Gunnar Henderson from the Baltimore Orioles. At least kind of woke up and be like, I'm Ellie De La Cruz from the Cincinnati Reds. But it was just like, I'm talking like this. I am this baseball player. I need to be boring as much as possible so you don't think that I am different. Dog, you're selling me on something. It's an ad. The whole job of an ad is to sell me. Not baseball fan me, but non-baseball fan me. Why? Because you want everybody to buy this game. You want grannies to basically be like, I like that young man. I'm going to buy his game. You want to be like grown-ass men, be like, you know what? I've watched baseball in a while. This motherfucker's interesting. I want to buy that game. Why wouldn't you basically sell yourself on it, especially when you're on the cover? The game is basically telling people to go buy it because of you. Why aren't you talking to me like I need to buy it? You're playing the game. I get it. You getting paid, but you gonna get paid for this too. Why? And then the funny thing is, they were like having fun. They showed them like having fun, playing around, all this kind of stuff right after. I'm like, why didn't you use that energy when speaking to me? Weren't you talking to me as if I need to buy this game? As if I need to be the one that basically is spending my hard-earned money on it. You gotta wake the hell up when you speaking, dog. It annoys me. And it annoys me because I do love baseball. I'm not an agent. I'm not somebody that's making money off this shit. I'm just a person that really wants the game to grow and people to like this shit more. But the fact of the matter is, ain't gonna like it more if you're gonna talk like the gun is in your back to be as boring as possible. Wake up, speak, be engaging, talk with a tone that's not like, I need to just get the hell out of here. Talk, nigga. Like, speak to me, speak to us. Me and Nate, huge baseball fans. Me and Nate probably gonna get MLB The Show, but that isn't the point. You want to basically have people come to your games to be like, hey, I want to see Paul Skeens. Not because he's Livy's boyfriend, but because he is somebody that I am interested in watching. And sometimes that part is talking them into it. We talk about it with wrestlers all the time. You got to basically do the best to sell yourself because people are going to want to see you more than in ways that basically it makes no sense. Because you're like, I got all this talent. They should want to see that. Nah, partner, they want to see more. They want to see your personality. They want to basically see why this person is so damn good. You got to sell them on that. And when you talk like this, it doesn't do that, dog. It just don't.
And it makes people not even like, and Paul, I would expect better from you because you played at LSU. You played around a lot of culture and lively people. You know what, Paul? I'm gonna help you out.
Go ahead, speak on.
You go reshoot this, and you tell them, look here, I'm Paul Skeens. I'm Mr. Under a 2 ERA. I'm Mr. 170 strikeouts his first season. I'm Mr. 11-3. I'm that dude, and I'm on MLB. That's how you should have been talking to that camera. You talk your shit to them, and you let them know how good you are.
Put that shit in a tinfoil and motherfucker reheat it and bring that shit out when next time you speak. Because Nate gave you game, $1 million worth of game for free. For free.
You let them know. You talk, because trust me, we are all expecting you to go in the Hall of Fame one day. How you hit the seat.
I just drafted you in my fantasy draft today. I spent a lot of money in the salary cap draft just for you.
Yes.
All right. You need to show the fuck out. All right. Make my money work.
You need to speak up. You, Ellie, all of them boys, y'all need to flex on what y'all do. You guys had really, really, really good seasons. You guys need to talk your shit. You need to step up to the plate and not just get a hit one over the fence, Paul. You need to get on the mound and throw the nastiest pitches that you have and get a man out of here in 3-4 pitches and let them know how good you are, man. Sell us. We need your personality to show, like Rob said. We need your personality to show. We know that that's not how y'all are in the dugout, because we see y'all hitting high all the time in the dugout.
All the kikis.
We know that this ain't what you are in the dugout, bro. We need you to show your personality on these commercials. Let these people look. Let yourself be free. Let yourself be free.
And if you need a little bit more energy when you speaking to folks, why don't you grab yourself some W? That's DUBBI. And if you want to go to their website, DUBBY.GG, you can basically get 10% off on your purchase by using the code. What is it?
Bramigos
Pie. Get you some energy, get you some W, get you some hydration, you get you some energy. They got some hella nice shit. I love it. I basically put in my water, this water, all the time. And then you know what? It gives me energy so I can yell at baseball players so they can wake the hell up when I need them to speak to the masses, to the people. So get you some W, get you some energy, get you a dub, and do it for us, with us, and that it faded thumbs up. But you get you some W, you get you some energy, you get yourself a win, baby.
So with us getting the ball with the back to MLB players, we're gonna go NBA. This will be our second poll question for you guys.
True polls.
Are you guys all right with players getting hurt in the All-Star game? Okay. And the reason that we're bringing this elephant up in the room is because of this. I don't know if you guys saw, Anthony Davis was crushing it today.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 26 and 16 and suffered a non-contact injury. It looks like it's probably his groin.
Yeah.
And this is where we need to have the broader discussion of what matters. Are we okay with them getting injured in the All-Star game?
Yeah. And reason why I'm thinking, for me, it has to basically be asked is because we talk about how these players do not play hard in the All-Star game. Part of that is possibly because they don't want to get injured. And because everybody's going to lambaste them about, why were you playing so hard in the exhibition? Why were you playing so hard in a game that doesn't matter, because this is not a game for your team. This is not a game for the playoffs. This is not a game for the finals. This is just an exhibition game amongst your peers that are also great, and that's it. But the thing about it is, it has to be one or the other, because y'all can't keep complaining about, oh, the scoring is so crazy. Oh, it's, like, we're not getting the games because the thing about it is, the main thing that y'all want to talk about is who's going to the finals, who's going to the championship, who's doing all this. Y'all need to basically be like, hey, I don't care if you get hurt in the All-Star game. I don't care if you get hurt in game 60 out of 82. Because the thing about it is, if you basically make the main thing the only thing, which is you need to be ready for the playoffs, you need to be ready for this. Some of these motherfuckers ain't going to the playoffs. Some of these motherfuckers ain't going anywhere outside of the division. They basically gonna go to the All-Star game and go their ass back home because their team is shit or whatever. But the thing is, we got to get away from only thinking of championships. We got to get away from that, because when we take everything and move everything to where it's downrange, everything to where it's down in the horizon, the right now is going to suffer. And right now is what's going to get basically to where none of this shit even matters. It's on us as fans to basically do that, because the fans are going to basically have them. They don't know what they're doing. The leagues don't know what they're doing, dog. They're going off of us.
Yeah.
They're going off of what we find important. If we say what's important is y'all need to basically play great games for us day in, day out, do that. I honestly believe it, because they don't know anything different. They cable money is gone. They trying to basically figure out what's next, how they going to basically make ends meet to basically pay these folks. So we basically start being like, oh yeah, I want to watch the All-Star game for what it is, which is a game with great players all coming together. They'll basically react. But if we just basically say, well, be ready for championships, be ready for the playoffs, they're going to do that too. And that's really what it comes down to. But I think we all need to come together and be like, are you cool with a player getting hurt in the All-Star game? Are you cool with a player playing hard in the All-Star game? Even if it's like a non-contact, even if it's something like that. God forbid it happens, but we got to basically talk about it, because it's going to come up sooner or later.
And here's the thing. I'm cool with it happening, because injuries happen anywhere. They can happen to anybody, anything. I'm fine with it. But we have to voice that to them, because guess what? They're not going to play it. And like Rob said, a lot of y'all act like y'all going to the playoffs every year.
And
y'all not. Y'all on load management, this, time management, that. I don't play back to backs. I don't do this. Now, granted, Zion gave me a taste of my own medicine the other night whenever he said, hey, I work for the Pelicans and they said that I can't play back to backs. I can understand why they don't want you playing back to backs, right?
That's a whole nother thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a whole nother thing going with you. But I'm fine with it, Rob, because they is some guys who act like they're championship ready. My team is going to win this ship this year, and your team is not going to win this ship. Your team ain't been close in a minute. They ain't seen it since Methuselah.
If
So
ever.
you need to quit. Yeah, you need to quit acting like you're going to make this and it's not happening. Go play the game. Go play hard. If you play night in and night out, and you play for the fans who help put money in your pocket by us watching and revenue sharing and us buying gear and everything else, and you put that out there, your legacy is going to be, even if you never make it to the championship, your legacy is going to be even bigger than what you think it is, because people are going to remember he played hard every night. I went to a game. There's going to be some child that's going to bring his child in 20, 30 years to a game and said, I was here when XYZ played. Yeah, he never won a championship, but every night I was here, he played hard. He was here for the fans. He signed autographs, and he was that guy. And that's what is going to keep y'all league alive and thriving forever.
Think about what people love about Kobe. And think about what people used to basically say against Kobe when he was playing. That motherfucker played too hard in the All-Star game. That motherfucker played to win every single time. And that's the thing. It's like, we basically were like, hey, this game doesn't matter. And then the player said this game doesn't matter. And then we bitched at them about having to make it. We bitched at them about basically them acting like it doesn't matter. The math doesn't make a lick of sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So it needs to get to a point where this changes. And it gets to change when we basically start saying everything matters. Period. Everything matters.
It all matters. It all matters. Now, with it all matters to, goddamn, this is some shockers in the past week. Look, we got to talk about the trade deadline fallout. Okay. We all know the nuke that was dropped on the NBA, which was the Luka and AD trade, especially now with AD being injured like that on his first premiere, and Luka's waiting to come back. This is highly crazy. Look, they couldn't have written a better drama stories. If they're writing scripts, they beating out as the world turns and dying light right now with how this happened today with AD getting injured and Luka's waiting to come back and AD going nuclear. He's 2016 and then third quarter, bam, non-contact injury. You couldn't write this. But the other one in the room, the other major one is Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Does it move the needle?
So
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm gonna stick by my guns and I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna always say this. I tweeted about it on Blue Sky. The culprit in all of this that nobody is willing to throw the blame, and he's holding the bloody knife in Golden State, is Draymond. Nobody's willing to say he's the reason we're in this predicament.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Nobody. Yeah, nobody's willing to say, hey, we trying to make moves to be competitive. I'm telling you, it's the first time I've ever watched, bro. This is how I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it at first because I was gonna say this on Sky. This is the first time you've ever watched a player murder a franchise, hold a knife, and say what I did wrong, and nobody's hurting him. Nobody's making him pay for it. He's walking around with a bloody knife in his hand. He's like, what I did?
Yeah, but at least with him, you could say like, hey, I got y'all a champion. Like, I was the one to help y'all win the championship. But before he got here, when he was here, and after he left. So at least with Draymond, you can basically be like, look, KD ain't come back because KD didn't want to come back. And which I do think part of it, I don't think it was on him. I don't think it was on Draymond. I think it was because they did at least have the conversation, or Draymond and Kevin Durant like had that big conversation on
they did.
Whatever. And they did say basically the front office pinning them against each other, essentially. Or at least the lack of communication, the lack of like mediation between them basically didn't basically lead to where they can basically, come together. They basically was like, oh shit, niggas fighting. And kind of left them on their own. So I would say like probably that was the thing, even though most of that regime is like gone, Like, I think Joe Lacob is still there, but like, not Lacob. What's the old dude name? Who's the nigga? No, Bob Myers. Bob Myers is the one. Bob Myers is the one that's on ESPN now. Yeah, but like Joe Lacob, I think is still there. I can't remember, but like, yeah, that's probably what it is. Or it was like KD was just like, man, I don't want to. Which KD seems like one of those people who's like, you gotta really like get him up to like do shit at time. So
this is how I'm gonna say it though. I feel like if they handle that and they make Draymond do what he needed to do publicly and they address it as soon, I think KD doesn't live there. He doesn't leave there. Even though he may injure himself in the finals, he doesn't leave there, and you're not in the situation that you're in right now. You probably lose Clay. You probably lose Clay regardless. I feel like Clay was the piece that was gonna leave regardless. But you don't lose KD, and if you hurry up and you address the issue with Draymond punching Jordan Poole, you don't lose your Clay replacement mentally, and he doesn't want to be here.
He wasn't a Clay replacement though. Like Jordan Poole, he was a nigga that got hot.
He was gonna be your scorer that got hot that could help you win. That's what it was with him. That's literally what it was gonna be.
But at least you're proven right by what he's doing with the Wizards. So that nigga,
yeah. If it was ever of who I might have said myself, moment, it's him being on the Wizards.
You probably thanking Draymond for punching his ass just because it's like, hey, here's a reason to get him out of here. Like,
yeah,
like here's something that we can at least cite to basically be like, nah, we didn't go along with him because, yeah, look at him over there.
I need something to justify the actions that happen. That might be the one saving grace. Like, he ain't doing that well over there, and you could be like, I might have dodged the bullet with that one. I don't know. You were doing good, but maybe he wasn't gonna do good later on. Maybe I saved myself. You don't know. But hey, that is one of the major things. I don't think, going back to the original, I don't think Jimmy moves the needle enough. Do I think that it puts an extra star out there to help Steph? Yes, because people double Steph now. They do. They double Steph. They know he's shooting from 35. I watched Oklahoma grab his ass at the goddamn logo near the timeline. They were like, you ain't shooting that bitch from back. They sent the double at him. They were like, make somebody else shoot it. Like, they got a sound strategy for you right now, Steph. They know that they can leave people. They can run zones. They can do this, do that. They can scheme differently for you versus in the past when you had people to knock down shots. Another major trade, De'Aaron Fox, he went to the Spurs. That looked very good. His debut was ridiculous. I want to say 24 and 13. That was a great game for him. Zach LaVine, I want to say he's doing all right now, in Sacramento. He did straight. It was enough shakeups to warrant the fact of, man, we got some shit that went left and right for the trade deadline, and we're going to have to watch this closely and see how this pans out within two things: going through the rest of this year and going into free agency during the summer, and where people are moving, because it's still minor pieces hanging out there, like Chris Middleton, who got moved to the Wizards. That's going to be like something interesting. Kyle Kuzma going to the Bucks. Are they going to re-sign him? Probably not, because they got up off of Middleton's contract. What they might try to do with their cap space. It's a lot of little things that we're going to have to watch. It's going to be more than just the stars. It's going to be a lot of little things too that we're going to have to watch this offseason. Now, going back to what's currently right now in this NBA season is this. A lot of good guys, a lot of great performances. So, gotta ask the question right now, Rob. Who do you think is the early front runner for MVP of the league?
I gotta say it's Shea right now. Shea's basically been on fire. That team has basically been on fire. It's got to be him until basically somebody knocks him off. I don't see anybody else doing it. Jokic is putting up numbers. Jokic is basically still got a good team. I think that they're going to go Shea. I think it's going to be kind of like what we seen with Josh Allen winning the MVP like a little minute ago. I think it's going to be the same thing with Shea.
To me, it has to be Shea Gilgeous. I don't think Jokic is gonna get it. I don't think Giannis is gonna get it. To me, those are the other two guys that are really up there. If Shea was to either fade a little bit and able to go up, I could maybe see one of them winning it. Shea to me is the clear front runner. He's the scorer. He's the man over there scoring for that team. He is the dude. That Oklahoma City train is being pulled. It's a lot of force there, but he's the driving force. He's definitely the driving force on what happens there, and I love it. Now, some other people throw Wemby and Tatum out there. Okay, so I know my homeboy who listens to this podcast, he's about to be upset with me with what I'm about to say, but I gotta say it. Okay, so people, all you Wemby fans out there, I'm gonna let you know something. It's one reason why I am not sold on the 7'4" Frenchman. Okay, he is 7'4" and he's ranked like 8th in rebounding. Okay, you may be saying, Price, that's really good. That's really good, but he's 7'4" and Domantas Sabonis is like 6'10" and out rebounds him.
Yeah, but there's a reason behind it. He plays because he plays on the guard. Go ahead. I'm interrupting.
Look. I know what you're gonna say, that he be outside and stuff like that. Which I ain't gonna lie, he be hitting some threes. He be doing this thing. But every now and then, Wemby, you need to get your big tall ass down there and grab like 12 to 13 a game and do what you need to do there. Help the team. Get more second chance points. Take away possessions from the other team. Show me that you're not just gonna be a jump shooting big man 24/7, okay? Because then it makes me wonder, does he need a partner in crime down there? Is this what he needs? Do we need to get you in Isaiah Hartenstein like Chet Holmgren? Because Chet is more offense and shot blocking, where Isaiah Hartenstein is more rebounding and shot deterrent. Do you need one of these guys? I don't know. But you did get a De'Aaron Fox, and that Fox is fast. He has brought another element to San Antonio. I cannot lie about that, bro. That team is now on the up and up for sure. Chris Paul, I still don't think that you're gonna get a ring over there. Not unless you got time to wait.
It ain't happening, Brody.
Yeah, not unless you got time to wait right now, or something like that. Or you gonna go to the bench and play like 2 minutes a game and try to play the long game at the end of your career,
Right.
I got 26 years in the NBA. Damn, how y'all play LeBron only playing 3 minutes a game, bro? You out your hoping you can win that ring. I don't know. This is looking like a great NBA season. It looking like a Shea Gilgeous MVP. I told you, Rob, the Cavs. I feel like the Cavs might be in the finals.
It's looking like it.
DeAndre Hunter.
It's looking like it.
I'm telling you, all they have to do, I want to say they 2-1 against Boston this year. I think whenever it's going to come down, if they play Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, if they get the upper hand and they manage to pull this out, I think that they have a legit chance at bringing a title to Cleveland since LeBron. And if they do that, I'm not going to lie to you, the LeBron Cleveland title, it means a lot because it got there first.
Right.
But they're going to look at it and say, we did this shit without
That's
him.
true.
They're going to look at it, and
That's
Dan
true.
Gilbert is going to do a 2-step in his office because he's been spearheading this post
Fuck you, LeBron.
era.
Yeah,
he's been spearheading it. I understand why he's spearheading it, because I say this once and I stand by this. Whenever LeBron comes to your team, he's going to disassemble your team to make your team what he wants the team to be, and then whenever he leaves, you just have to deal with
whatever's left.
Whatever's left. And I also think that's why Pat Riley has done what he did with the Jimmy Butler thing. Because I feel like he wasn't going to let Jimmy run that team. Pat said, I'll be damn. My old wrinkled ass, you going to come up here and run this team. If Pat was willing to fight Shaq one time, they told her that Pat was willing to fight Shaq. And I don't know what the hell, what type of gin and juice you was sipping that day Fighting Shaq ain't the answer, buddy.
No, sir, not me.
Fighting Shaq ain't the answer for a healthy person.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to think about doing that, maniac. Clearly a maniac, bro. Clearly something is wrong with Pat Riley. But we had to come talk to you guys, give you guys a short episode. We know because Super Bowl is coming up. We didn't want to take too much time. Wanted to get something out there for you guys. A little content for you guys. A little content. Remember, I want to say I have been dropping the link tree down there, so you guys have all our links. Cause we on Blue Sky, we don't mess with the bird no more.
Out of here.
The bird, the X, the symbol, whatever the hell he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Threads, TikTok for y'all who kept your app, cause you know they ain't giving y'all the app back. We know.
Yeah.
We don't know what what President Orange might do about that. He trying to work that out. I guess he's trying to work on getting TikTok apps back too. I don't know. But, excuse me, with all of that being said, what you want to say before we get about
Good
it?
night, Taylor Swift. See you tomorrow, I guess, on the screen 1,000 times.
Yes, definitely see you tomorrow.
Good night, Canada. Have fun during the Super Bowl. Again, like, subscribe, tell your folks about us. Go get you some W. Tell your folks about that. DUBBY. DUBBY. Get you some W. And we gonna see y'all next week. We gonna see y'all post Super Bowl and tell you what everything happened and what Kendrick told whatever and did everything with that. And yeah.
Yeah, my favorite Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely love I definitely love Super Bowl commercials. This is one thing that definitely gets me to watch. But Rob said all of that. We about to get up out of here. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bra Amigos podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.